Welcome to Threshold City. You're listening to Shadows of the Night by Raven Knight. If you enjoy supernatural mysteries and atmospheric storytelling, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next chapter. Now settle in. Chapter 12, Asymmetry. We left Evan in holding, not cuffed to a pipe, not beaten, just contained. Liam posted an officer outside the room and pulled every camera feed he could from the surrounding districts. No anomalies yet. That meant they were waiting for alignment. Good. So were we. My apartment building felt different when we pulled up. Not ominous, expectant. Like a stage before the curtain lifts. Liam killed the engine and looked at me. "Talk me through this again," he said. "I sever the node under the table," I replied. Hard pulse, focused. And that does what? It collapses symmetry. And if the other 6 are already active, they'll destabilize. And if they destabilize wrong? I looked at him. Then we find out how load redistributes. He stared at me for a long second. You say things like that too calmly. I don't have time not to. We climbed the stairs. Every step echoed louder than usual. My left hand was fully numb now. No tremor. Just absence. I unlocked the door. The apartment was dark. Not power out dark, just unlit. I stepped inside. The air felt still. Too still. I didn't turn on the lights. Didn't need to. I could feel it. The spiral under the table wasn't dormant anymore. It was primed. Not glowing, not visible, but humming at a frequency just below hearing. "They've connected it," I said quietly. Liam closed the door behind us. "How many?" he asked. I closed my eyes, reached outward carefully. Not full extension, just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pain stabbed behind my eyes. I pulled back slightly. 6, I said. "And yours?" 7. "They're ahead," he muttered. "No," I corrected. "They're on schedule." He swore under his breath. The clock on the stove read 10:14 p.m., less than 2 hours. "We don't wait until midnight," he said. "No." "When?" "Now." He moved instinctively to clear space. I stepped toward the kitchen table. Each step felt heavier. The spiral was no longer just carved wood. It was a live line, tethered, balanced against 6 other anchors across the city. I crouched slowly, placed my right hand flat on the hardwood. Left hand hovered uselessly at my side. "You sure you don't want backup?" Liam asked. "This isn't a gunfight." "That's not what I meant." "I know." He stepped closer anyway, not touching, just within reach. The spiral warmed under my palm, not hot, responsive. They felt me. The grid tightened faintly, pressure rising preemptively. "They know," Liam said quietly. "Yes." "Are they accelerating?" "No." "How can you tell?" "Because the pressure isn't spiking." They wanted a clean reading, not chaos. Fine. So did I. I inhaled slowly, centered. Pulse wasn't subtle. Pulse was force. I couldn't afford full force, not tied into 7 points. I needed directional output, targeted, asymmetrical. I drew the power inward. It resisted. The grid tugged back, like it didn't want to let go of one of its supports. Good. That meant it was integrated. "Evie," Liam said softly. "I know." The pressure built in my chest, hot, sharp, waiting to explode outward. Not yet. I adjusted angle. Instead of pushing down into the spiral, I pushed sideways, into the line that connected it to the nearest node. The connection lit up in my awareness, thin, precise. I cut. Pain detonated up my arm, white-hot and immediate. The spiral flared bright under my hand. Across the city. I felt something snap, not clean, jagged. The pressure in the room surged violently. Liam staggered back as the air compressed hard enough to rattle cabinets. Evie! I'm not done. The remaining 6 nodes tried to compensate. Load redistribution, faster than expected. They weren't passive anchors. They were adaptive. Of course they were. I shifted again. This time I pulsed. Controlled. Directed upward, not outward. The spiral under the table cracked. Wood splintered. The carved lines burned white for a split second. Then shattered. A shockwave rolled outward, not explosive, but concussive. Every light in the apartment burst simultaneously. Glass from the overhead fixture rained down. The pressure snapped. Gone. Completely. Silence slammed into the room. No hum, no grid tension, no tether. Just air. I swayed. Liam caught me hard this time, pulling me back from the broken table. You're bleeding, he said sharply. I looked down. Blood ran from my left palm. Not from glass. From skin split along invisible lines. Fine fractures tracing faint geometric patterns. They tried to hold it, I said through clenched teeth. Who? The grid. He stared at my hand. That's not normal. No. The apartment smelled like burnt dust and ozone. The table was cracked clean through the center where the spiral had been. No glow. No warmth. Dead wood. I reached outward again cautiously. Nothing. The city grid felt uneven now, imbalanced, 1 point missing. They lost symmetry, I whispered. And that means, Liam prompted, they can't run convergence tonight. He exhaled slowly. Good. No. He stared at me. They'll compensate, I said. How? They'll accelerate installation. More nodes? Yes. He ran a hand through his hair. So we bought time. Yes. How much? I don't know. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance. Not for us? Not yet. Probably unrelated. Or maybe not. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Unknown number. Again. Liam's eyes locked onto it. You don't have to answer, he said. Yes, I replied. I slid the phone to my ear. Hello. Silence. Then the same calm voice. You forced asymmetry. No anger, no panic. Just observation. Yes, I said. A soft inhale on the other end. Costly, he noted. My left hand throbbed in agreement. Necessary, I replied. You're degrading faster than projected. My pulse didn't spike. He'd expected the cut to hurt. He'd expected the pulse to damage. He was logging data. You miscalculated, I said. On the contrary, he replied gently. You're precisely where we need you. Cold slid down my spine. Need me for what? A pause. Longer this time. Then, convergence isn't an opening, he said. It's reinforcement. The line went dead. I lowered the phone slowly. Liam searched my face. What? They're not trying to break the city, I said quietly. Then what? They're trying to strengthen it. Silence settled heavy in the shattered kitchen. Liam stared at the cracked table. At what cost? He asked. I looked at the blood seeping from the lines in my palm. At mine. Thanks for listening. The investigation continues in the next chapter.